everybody, and welcome back. This is Julia, and today is a very exciting day. It is Dahlia planting day. I think we are finally past our last frost. Our official last frost was about 2 weeks ago, but we have definitely had frosts, since then. But I think we are in the clear now, so it's time to get these dahlias in the ground. I have everything right here behind me. I think I have all the tools and equipment that I'm going to need. This is a pretty easy process, and I'm going to be doing some staking new that I haven't ever done before. So this will be a trial, but I think it'll work really, really well. So let me turn the camera around and show you the varieties that I'm working with and kind of the setup that we're going to do. Okay, so I really kind of have a chaotic assortment of things going on right here just in the lawn, but these are my dahlias. Now, the ones that are kind of in these baggies right here, I ordered for myself varieties that I am just so excited for. And then the ones that are in these Ziplocs, I actually got from a sweet friend of mine, Marin. If you're watching, thank you so much. She actually got these dahlias from her husband's grandmother, who grows tons and tons of dahlias. And so she took them and they grew for her, and she was able to divide the tubers and then kind of pass them along. So I think that's a really sweet story, and she gave me a bunch of beautiful varieties. Let's run through these really quickly. We have Firework Bodacious. This is Peaches and Cream, which I'm so excited about. She gave me several bags of brown sugar. We have the Pin Hill Yellow. Thomas Edison, this one is gorgeous. Then I have this bag of Apricot Desiree, I guess is what you call it. This one I cannot wait for. The apricot is beautiful. Then we have this Sonata, and then she gave me 2 of these Marins. My friend's name is Marin, so that's really sweet. This is a Bride Whites, Terracotta. Then these bags are the ones that I ordered. I ordered all of my dahlias from Eden Brothers. This one is the Old Rose Mix. We have the Cafe au Lait mix, which, I know everyone has these, but I needed to have them in my own garden. This one is an Anemone mix, which is really beautiful. This one is a Romantic mix, which is really pretty light pastel colors. And then lastly, we have a mystery. So I'm really excited to see what pops up from these dahlia tubers from my friend. It's just gonna be a total surprise. And I have to show you guys this really quick. These are just pots full of dahlia tubers that I actually dug up myself from growing them last year. I grew just a few, just three varieties here, and they did great for me. And I had every intention of digging them up and storing them the correct way, which, as you can see, I didn't. I just plopped them in these pots right here and stuck them in my garage, and they look like this. But this is the crazy thing. 2 of the varieties look as you would expect them to. They're all dried out, so crispy. They're not going to be doing anything. These kind of look the same, but as I was inspecting them, they have growth points on them. Let me see if I can show you. Look at that. Do you guys see? These are the growth points. So these are viable tubers. So we're going to plant these. I cannot believe that this actually happened from just throwing them in the garage. And it just so happened that this was my favorite variety. It's the Zingaro or Zinjaro. Now these are shorter dahlias that I'm just gonna be putting in flower beds instead of my row in the cut flower garden. But they're gorgeous. Just imagine if I had stored these the right way, or if I had stored these the right way. I think if you do store them correctly, you should have no problems getting your dahlias good to go every single year, year after year. But I mean, we have growth. So I just thought that was so interesting. I wanted to show you guys that. Now let me show you all what's going on over here in my row. Most of these rows have things in them. Oh, let's take a quick little peek. I have my first bloom in the cut flower garden. I'm so excited. This is a pot marigold. It's looking beautiful and bright and cheery. These are definitely supposed to be taller, but I'm gonna take it. But like I said, almost all of these rows have things in them, even if they're really tiny and you can't really see very well. But this last row right here is where we're gonna be putting the dahlias, and I'm really hoping, even if I have to plant them a little bit close, hoping I can fit all of the dahlia tubers in this row. Now I already have stakes. These are T-posts, is that what you call them? Anyways, I've just had these in the garage from past years. So I have these in the ground already. I have 1, 2, 3 right there, and then I was trying to get number 4 in, and I ran into just like a big rock or like some concrete or something that I couldn't get out. I was trying for a while. So we're just gonna scoot in the stake a little bit and just get the fourth stake in really quick. So let's do that and then we'll keep going. So I think these have to be 4 feet. 4 feet T-posts. And I'm just going to jut this one in a little bit. See if we can't get it in, and I'm gonna put it in with the sledgehammer. That seemed to work well for the other ones. I was very concerned about the staking system this year because last year I did no staking system, just for the couple of varieties that I did grow. And they did grow and they got tall and they ended up toppling over. The stems broke. It was not good. It made me really sad. I don't know why I always have to learn things the hard way, but I do. I have to learn things on my own. And so last year I learned dahlias, we want a staking system. I know there's lots of different ways, but this is how I'm going to do it this year. So I have all 4 of those posts in the ground, and let's go get the netting. I will show you. Here's the netting. I got it from thegardenersworkshop.com. I follow Lisa Mason-Ziegler. I think she's a wealth of knowledge. I really enjoy her insights and her advice. I have a few of her books. Anyways, I highly recommend this shop, but this is just the 3x50 flower support netting. So we're gonna put this on the posts and then we'll cut it to size and then we'll move on. Okay, this is the first time I'm using this netting, so let's just kind of see how this goes. I think we're gonna want to put one side on here and then we'll unfold it as we go. And we just want it as taut as we can. Now this is the question, how do you get it tight? These are 3-foot wide netting, which is what most of my beds are, but this bed here at the end had to be a little bit skinnier, so I think it's like 2.5 or something like that. But that's okay. I'm okay if we have a little bit of wire on the side that's kind of flopped over. Okay, so I am going to want to have 2 different layers of this netting. I think I'm going to do 1 lower layer and then 1 higher layer up towards the top. That way there is support for the flowers from the moment they get going up until they reach maturity. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball this to what I think is right. I'm sure there's measurements out there. I think you want to put the first one about half of the height that your flowers are going to be at maturity. But I kind of have different sizes, so we're just gonna kind of eyeball. I'm gonna do 1 lower and 1 higher. Okay, I did do this on this side. I kind of looped it around, so I did a twist at the top so that it would get a little bit tighter and then put it down on this first upward facing hook. I did that on both sides. I think I'm gonna do it on that side as well because I'm just a little bit worried about it not being taut enough. Like if I pull on this, there's kind of a lot of give. Hey, I think that's looking good. I think we got it taut enough. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go through and kind of trim off the excess. I think when I do this step on these other beds, it'll be like just kind of the perfect fit. But this one, the netting is a little bit wider than the bed itself. And I mean, it would be fine. I don't know, maybe I should leave it. I'm sure it's fine if it's just hanging on the edge. You know what, I just changed my mind. Mid speaking, I think we're just going to leave it there as it is and we'll let the flowers grow up. I'm not going to add the second layer yet. I'm going to wait until the flowers are kind of grown up, kind of peeking through this netting, and then we'll add the second layer higher up. It's kind of just an aesthetic thing. If the look starts to bother me later on, we'll come in and trim off the excess, but for now I'm just gonna leave it. Now we're gonna go over, we're gonna label our dahlias, we're gonna start bringing them over. This bed is already prepped with compost and some starter fertilizer, so it is ready to go. It's just gonna be a matter of digging and getting the dahlias in the ground. Okay, planting is easy. So this is the first one. It's my firework, bodacious. I'm just gonna pull out these tubers and you can see the growth point right there. So my friend who was storing these, she was getting an early go on them, put them in a bag, put them in some soil, just a little bit of moisture, and you can see the growth point right there. So we are going to be planting them on its side so that this growth point is sticking up out of the soil. And they say that you want to plant these about 18 to 24 inches apart. I'm thinking I'm going to do mine just a little bit closer because I really want to be able to fit all of these in. And we don't deal with things like powdery mildew or that kind of stuff very much because we're in such a dry climate. So I'm thinking of putting mine a little bit closer together, but we're going to put these about 4 to 6 inches deep into the ground with this growth point sticking up out of the soil. Okay, so first in goes our marker. Let's put this in. Okay, it looks just like that. Can you even see? There's the teeniest little growth point sticking up out of the ground, nice and tucked in. We're just gonna do this exact same thing until we get to the end of our dahlias. Okay, got them all placed all along the row. So now we'll just get them in the ground, everything except for my mystery dahlia. So we'll find a place to pop that. And then my zingaro that's hanging over there in the bucket, that's just a short variety. We'll pop those in flower beds somewhere. Okay, and that will do it. I got all of them in the ground, labeled correctly, kind of spaced tightly, but I think it'll be just fine. Now what we want to do is water them in really good, and then we are not going to water again until we see about 2 to 3 inches of growth from these dahlias. The one thing you do not want to do is have them rot in the ground when you've done the work to store them over winter and to buy them. They're not cheap. To do all of this prep work, you don't want them to rot in the ground. So we're gonna water, wait until we have some growth, and then we will slowly start watering them consistently. All watered in, and we are done with this row. I am so hoping that this dahlia row grows big, beautiful, and blooms great for me. I think it's gonna do really, really well. I cannot wait to see it in full bloom. And if you can believe it, we have half a row left. Got dahlias and then a whole bunch of other things I just watered. You can't see them because they're tiny, but we have some things from seed growing over there, and we have this beautiful row. So I only have half of a row left. I mean, maybe less. It's like a third of a row left. So I'm thinking that's either going to be for zinnias or cosmos, not sure which one. And then the rest of my things are going to have to go in some of these grow boxes up here. And then everything else is just going to have to go in flower beds because I am quickly running out of room. For these last 2 dahlias, I have my mystery, so I don't know what color, what height. I don't have any info on it. So I'm thinking in case it is a tall one, we might just put it right here between these dwarf hollyhocks, and maybe it'll grow up and kind of camouflage what we have going on right here. And I think we'll just put our zingaro or zingaro, I don't know which way you say it, but I think we'll put that one maybe just like right there in front because I know that that is a short variety. It'll be perfect towards the front of a flower bed. Easy. Let's try it. I'm gonna put that one. I'm sorry. I got these planted right here. I actually was able to get 5 of the zingaro dahlias that had little baby growth points on them. I still just cannot believe that after I tossed them in the garage for the winter. So anyways, I just have a little patch right here. Hopefully they grow up big, and our mystery dahlia right there. And you guys, that is going to do it for me today, and just in the nick of time. It is clouds rolling in, the wind is picking up. I think we're gonna have a little storm start to blow through here. So we got all of the dahlias in the ground, and I am so thrilled with getting this project done. The dahlias are just so beautiful, so worth it, and we will make sure at the end of the season that we dig them up and we store them the right way, and we'll do a video on that. I know the right way, I just didn't ever get around to doing it last season. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you to get out into your garden, maybe plant some dahlias for this season. I don't think you will regret it. Dahlias are such a staple now in my garden. Ooh, and I just noticed that that hose is leaking. I think we need a new hose head over there. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. We will see you guys in the next video. Bye.